Welcome to a complete CyberPanel training video series. In this episode, I'll be demonstrating to you how the dashboard of CyberPanel looks like. So this is going to serve as a complete CyberPanel demo video. Alright, so let's go back to our CyberPanel and we're going to log in. I'll show you how to install CyberPanel. Don't worry, this is just a demo. Alright, I'll enter my details and log in. And right now we are inside our dashboard of CyberPanel. All right, you see it looks clean. This is because I'm using a theme. You can select your theme here and I'll show you how to do all these things. Okay, let me now open individual tab and show you what is there. Okay, it's important to know what is in there before installing CyberPanel. So I'll click on dashboard and that's what you are seeing right now. This is your dashboard. To your right, you see some gauges here, and this will tell you the number of CPU or percentage of CPU usage, RAM usage, disk usage. To your left, we have this panel. We have version management, and right now we're using the latest version of CyberPanel. Okay, there's no upgrade available. All right. Next, we have design. Click on this drop down and pick the colors that you want. If you want your theme to be a dark theme, just click on it, scroll down and click on save changes, and now CyberPanel is using a dark theme. Okay, I don't like this, so I'll click and then I'm going to pick inspired flat blue. This is the color I want to use, so let me save. And as you can see, it looks beautiful. So you can change the appearance of your CyberPanel with this. Okay, now this is the Market Connect I'm talking about. Clicking on it will take you to their platform where you have to log in, create account, and you can access your CyberPanel dashboard directly or manage your CyberPanel in one place. So let's say you have multiple CyberPanels installed, you can connect it inside here, their marketplace or their cloud. All right, now you can also access WordPress manager there, staging, S3, backups, transfers, checkpoints. All right, so it's also a free service to join. Just click on sign up and you'll be able to join. Okay, and the way you also contact them is create an account here and then you'll be able to contact support. So do that right now. Let's go back and we have their community that you can go and see, and this is their community or forum with the latest news you can get. So we go back and next up we have main. Now let's click on this drop down and you can view your profile. You can create new user and here you can enter first name, last name, and then click on create user and this user will be created. Now you can see those users by clicking on list users, and right now we don't have users on our CyberPanel dashboard. Clicking on modify user will give us options to modify our user. So I'll click on it and right now I'm the only user, administrator. Okay, so that is that. And next up you can also enable two-factor for that user, all right, by going to the modified feature. Reseller center. Now if you want to turn this into a reseller business selling web hosting, then this is where you manage those users. You can give them website limits by entering that here and assigning it to a particular user. All right, and that can be found there. Next up we have ACL, access controls. Please click on access controls and this is where you define what So this is just like creating rules for your packages. So it's important to create an access role name, something like a basic plan, and then you make it an admin. Okay, so if you do that, you're going to give it administrative permissions, and that means any person that you assign these controls will have administrative privileges, which is not good. So it's important you give them only things that they need to manage their websites. Okay, something like giving them database management permissions. But if you give a user packages permission, that means this user will turn to a reseller, because giving a random or a regular user package management rules means that user can create packages and sell hosting. So if you want to turn it into a reseller hosting where other people can come buy your packages and also sell hosting, then you have to give that user or create a plan and then allow these access controls. Okay, this might not make sense. I'll be showing you how to do some of those things in my other videos, which is my video 12, right? Hopefully. So next up, let's go back to CyberPanel, and I'm going to click on delete access control. So this will simply delete your access control. Now you can modify access controls. We have API access. Now if you have multiple cyber panels and you want those two panels to communicate, something like transferring data from this cyber panel to another cyber panel, you have to allow what we call API access. Next up, we have website, and here you can create websites and assign packages to those websites, databases, your DNS management. So let me go to websites, and I'll click on list websites, and you see a list of websites currently hosted on your panel, and here we have it. Now you can issue SSL for this website. Now you can see some brief details about this website. Now this is the user for that website, the PHP version, but if you click on manage, you see we have a lot of options here that we will cover later. All right, file manager is here. Okay, so let's go back, and what we're going to do is go back to websites, and you can create sub domains on your website. So that is enough and self-explanatory. Modify website, click on modify website, and you can modify any website you have here by clicking here, picking that website, and you can modify this website by giving it different, maybe PHP version, anything about modification. You can assign a new owner to this website or package. All right, and click on modify. Next, let's scroll down, and you can delete a website by simply clicking on delete website. Click on this drop down and select the website you want to delete, and click on delete website, and this is going to delete this website completely. Next up, let's scroll down, and we can suspend a website. Very self-explanatory. Scroll down, and we have packages. You can create packages for your hosting business. Okay, so let's scroll down a bit and enter your package name. So let's say this is basic plan, then you give it basic, assign number of domains you want this package to allow, so something like only 5 domains. Any person that will be assigned with this hosting plan will only have these privileges that are assigned here. Okay, so we're going to be assigning our users or these packages to our users based on the plan they purchase. Next up, we have disk usage. You can define the disk space they can use, bandwidth, file transfer protocol. If you have ever used WHM, then this looks familiar to you. Okay, next, you can modify or delete these packages here. We also have an option to create database. So I'll just click on create database, and I'm going to show you how to create a database. In case you want to install PHP scripts, then you have to manually create a database. So you select your website, give your database a name, so something like DB name. So this is your database name, and this is your complete database name that you be using for your or on your scripts. Now we have user. You have to give your database a user. So I put something like db user, and finally we have to assign password or give it a password. Now after that, just click on use and then click on create database. After that, make sure you use these details to connect to your software that you are building. Click on list databases, click here and then pick your domain. Scroll down and now you have your details here. Now we have databases. You can visit PHP My Admin by clicking on that link and it's going to take you to PHP My Admin. And this is PHP My Admin. I hope this looks familiar. Those of you who are coming from cPanel, this is the same software they all use. Okay, so next let's go back and we are going to DNS management. This is very simple to do. Click on create name servers and I'll be showing you in my other videos how to set up cloud or CyberPanel, which is video 9, advanced security and setup for CyberPanel. So don't get worried about that. Let's go back and we are here. So this is your name servers. I'll show you how to create these name servers. Scroll down and records, click on add or delete records, pick a domain if only you have one, but right now this site is brand new and we don't have anything like that. Okay, so it helps you modify name servers. Scroll down, name servers for a domain, click on Cloudflare, wait for it to load, and here we are. And now you can enter your Cloudflare's email, get a token or API token from Cloudflare, and you'll be able to sync your local records to Cloudflare. So this is going to pass the information that is here to Cloudflare directly. Very helpful resource or tool. Next up, now if you want to reset your DNS configurations to the default or how it was when you first installed CyberPanel, then you can click on reset DNS configurations. Now we have emails and you can create an email just like you do on cPanel. Very simple. Creating an email is very simple. Pick your website, enter your something like support at your website name and give it a password. Now click on create email and this email will be created. You can test your email delivery with the help of this tool. All right, scroll down and there are other options here. Now you can click on email limits and this will help you limit your emails, but this is a paid tool you need to get from CyberPanel. Okay, now before we say bye bye to this email section, we have email forwarding like you do on cPanel. If you have ever set up email forwarders in cPanel, this is exactly the same. Just click on this, pick your domain, and right now we don't have an email created. That's why we're not seeing that. But let me just go back and show you quickly how to create something like that. So I'll just click on create email and click here, pick your domain and something like support. So support at, and then I'll generate a password for it. Pick this password, use it and click on create email. Now this is going to help us see mailbox with username is this has been successfully created. So we've successfully created this email. You can give this to people and they will start emailing you. All right, but before that you need to set up some records inside Cloudflare, as we said that we are about to set that in our other videos. Okay, so for now just relax and then watch how we're going to do all these things. Next up, we're now going to email forwarding, and inside email forwarding what we want to do is we're going to click on our domain and now we're going to select our email and we're going to forward it to email. Now this email will be forwarded to a destination email, which is, so you enter that here, right? So just enter your destination email and then click on forward, and email sent here will be delivered here as well. That's email forwarding. Very simple and straightforward. Click on access webmail, and CyberPanel uses Snappy Mail as their webmail software. And then you have to enter your details, so something like support. Remember the password we created. We have to grab that password and use that to log in. So I simply enter my email here, and I'm going to enter my password. I can't remember this password because I did not paste it somewhere safe. So for this, we're now going to modify email. Just click on list emails or change password. Okay, so let me see. All right, there's a change password here. Now I'm going to change my password to something like, let me open this and then type some random characters here, copy it, we'll go in there and we'll change that to this, save it. Now that we are done with that, go back to Snappy, paste that here and click on sign in, and this should take us to Snappy Mail, and this is your webmail. All right, very simple, guys. So next up, we go back and we're going to check other options like file transfer protocol. You can create a file transfer protocol account and give it to developers in case you want them to be able to transfer files to your site. And then you pick a domain, enter your transfer details, file transfer protocol details, click on file transfer protocol, create FTP, give them these details, and they can connect to it via FTP. Very simple, guys. It's not complicated. Now we have backups, and here you can click on one-click backups and scroll down. CyberPanel wants you to buy their cloud space, and that will help you, or that will give them the option, that will help them back up your website occasionally for you. All right, so on this page you can purchase and manage a one-click backup, and this will back up with CyberPanel one-click backups. You can easily back up your website to our secure server in just some seconds. It's simple, fast, and reliable. All right, very simple. So if you want this service from CyberPanel, then it's a paid solution. You can create a backup yourself by clicking on create backup, pick the website you want to backup, click, and your destination, click, and click on create or generate backup, and it's going to create a backup for you here. Very simple. Now you can restore a backup by clicking on restore backup, and that option is also there for you. Okay, so you just pick your backup and then you restore it. Okay, next up, scroll down and we're looking at delete or add destination. You can add your destinations. Pick a type. Now, do you want to back your data up locally or to a remote location? You can do that with the help of this option. Scroll down and we have scheduled backups. If you want to schedule when your server should take backup, you can schedule that here. Click and pick your destination now, and then you can give it a name, select your schedule frequency, daily or weekly backups. Now select backup retention, you leave it at 0 for no limit. All right, so that is it. Click on add schedule. Now manage existing backups. You can click here to select your existing backups or existing destination. All right, next up, what we're going to do is just click on set up Google Drive, and this option will help you create or set up Google Drive backups. So you have to create an account. Just click on create, enter an account name, so something like first backup. Click on save, and it's going to open their platform and create the account for you, if only you have account with them. So you have to create account with them before doing that. Okay, so I'll close that and we proceed. Next, we have SSL option. Click on it and go to manage SSL. Select the website you want to install SSL on and click on issue SSL, and SSL will be installed on that domain or website. Scroll down, and for the rest they will be deprecated very soon, something like hostname SSL. All right, so forget about it. Now MySQL manager, click on it, and this is a paid service from CyberPanel. CyberPanel wants you to buy this, which is a paid service. So I guess go back, root file manager is also a paid service from CyberPanel. All right, let me click on it and show you. So this is also a paid service from CyberPanel. You can use CyberPanel without paying a dime. All right, but if you want advanced features, then you have to buy their one-time license or a recurring subscription license. We have Cloud Linux, forget about that. Tuning, click on it and go to PHP tuning. Click here, pick your domain, and you can specify some specs for your server. All right, so timeout, request timeout, you can set that. Maximum connection, memory limits, hard memory limit. We have soft and hard memory limits, soft and hard process limits, and persistent connection. Okay, and click on tune. All right, so if you have problems with your CyberPanel, you can adjust these settings. Okay, scroll down and click on status. We have top. If you want to know your top services, that can be found here. You can also use terminal to find your top services, but so on terminal, when you type top, it will tell you the top processes that are currently running. So it's going to save data fetched here. Okay, and it's going to refresh every 3 seconds. That's how it works. Okay, and we have a lot of information here. You can kill it, all right, which is something like this. Is the same as this. I can also kill a tax by entering the tax ID and killing it from my terminal. So it's just the same, but in a very neat and modern way of doing it. That's what CyberPanel accomplished. Okay, so let's scroll down and we have your light speed status, forget about it, and we have change port. Now in my security video, I'll show you how to change this port to different port. If you want to hide this port and you don't want people to know this port, then you can change that port by simply opening it inside terminal, and then, or yeah, it's a firewall, just adding it to the firewall and then coming here to replace it with that new port. Okay, I'll show you how to do that in my security video, which is this video. All right, next up, let's go back and scroll manage or package managers. And here you can use this to update some packages instead of running. If you don't want to run If you don't want to run something like sudo apt updates and sudo apt upgrade, you can simply do that here for your server by clicking on update all, and everything will be updated for you, all those packages that are upgradable. All right, so next up, let's continue, and we have PHP. Click on the install PHP versions, and you have options to install PHP versions on your domain. So let's talk about PHP version 8.3, and these are the extensions that are currently installed. You can uninstall those extensions if you want to do that. 8.0, they're here. All right, so next, scroll down, and we have edit PHP configs. Click and pick a PHP version, and you know, with cPanel, if you have ever used cPanel and you know cPanel well, you can tell that this is the same settings we have on cPanel. Something like URL f open, you can disable or enable those things here. We have advanced option, and this is going to give you access to PHP ini editor. All right, let's scroll, and we have logs. If you know how to read log files, you can simply check your log files here. It's important to always check your CyberPanel main log files to know what is going on. We have security. I'll reserve this topic for my other video, which is video 9. Okay, so that's video 10. All right, so don't worry about that. Next up, let's go, and we click here and go to email debugger, and this is also a paid option. So most of these options are paid options. All right, click on applications. All right, services applications, and here you see those applications that are installed. All right, if you want to install Elasticsearch, then you can click here to install it. But for your use case, you will not need those things. Just allow them. All right, just leave it as they are. I'm only showing you where you can find it. Now, service status. Click on service status, and you see those services that are currently running. So open light speed is here. You can restart it. You can also stop it. MariaDB is also running. They're all running. If you want to troubleshoot something, you can simply click on restart, and you'll be able to restart those services. Okay, plugins installed, and right now there's no plugin installed, and that's it. That's a complete rundown demo of our CyberPanel. So in my next video, what I'm going to now show you is I'm going to show you how to get a private server or a VPS, dedicated VPS for your CyberPanel. All right, it's important to get a reliable VPS for your CyberPanel.